Hey guys, Tuffy the Fruit Nut here. I wanted today to talk to you about how I lost 45 pounds and I've kept it all off for 8 years, eating, mostly it's been diet-based, right? I do exercise, but it's mostly been diet-based. And since, I have spent the last 8 years learning how to do this, I thought I would share with you guys, and so you can save yourself some time and maybe skip some of the mistakes that I made along the way. So, top 5. Okay, check this out. Number 1, eat natural foods. Eat whole natural foods. If you don't recognize it as a food in its natural state, if it doesn't look like an apple or an orange, if you like took some ancestor, now I'm not paleo here, right? So like don't confuse that, right? But the premise is nice, right? If you go back in time and you're a caveman, do you recognize this as food, right? They don't recognize Pop-Tarts. That's not a food, right? You wouldn't look at that and say, oh, yeah, I know what that is until I taste it, right? So we're eating whole, natural foods. That's number 1. Number 2, don't cook your food. Cooking your food ruins it. Cooking your food takes all the nutrients out of your food. And if you're cooking, it doesn't take all the nutrients out, right? But it takes a whole bunch of the nutrients out. And if you're cooking the food, I could dedicate an entire blog to this. In fact, I will, right? But for now, it's like, don't cook your food. It creates more toxins, right? It breaks down proteins, and it makes proteins bond irregularly to sugars in your foods, which create all kinds of havoc in your biology. And then it also destroys a lot of the nutrients. And so your body won't get what it needs to from that amount of food. So you'll just keep eating until your body gets the nutrients that you want, right? So if you're vitamin deficient, just as much as if you're calorie deficient, because who the hell here is in our world, first world is calorie deficient, right? But a lot of us are nutrient deficient. So if you're not eating proper amount of nutrients in your food, you're gonna feel hungry all the time. If you eat this nice cooked meal and you're like, oh man, I'm still hungry afterwards, it didn't give you what you were looking for. And how often does this happen, right? So now, I know that, this is not a perfect world. This is philosophy more than practice, right? You're still going to cook your food, right? But cook as little of it as possible, and you're going to be on your way to better health and losing weight. Eat all of the fruit. That's step number 2, right? Step number 3, eat all of the fruit you possibly can stuff into your mouth, right? Eat as much as you want. It's delicious. It has all the calories that you need to maintain your day, and also just packed full of vitamins and fiber and whatever else, water, right? Water is a nutrient that gets overlooked a lot. Another thing about cooking foods is it takes a lot of water out of our food. So number 3, eat fruit. Eat all you want to. This is one of those new discoveries that I've made, and you'll save yourself a lot of time if you just do it, right? Just start changing your paradigm so that you see fruit more as a meal than a snack or a dessert, right? Have you ever noticed that, like, you could eat this gigantic dinner and you won't be satisfied at the end of it until you've had something sweet, right? This is your body craving sugar, natural sugars that it needs, right? So, if we do it in a shitty American way, then we eat this like huge meal of cooked starches and meats, and that provide almost no nutritional value. And then we still have a sweet tooth because we haven't gotten the sugar that we want, so then we eat like ice cream or some garbage like that, right? If that makes any sense to you, right? You're not satisfied until you eat something sweet. Well, just skip the damn meal. Make the sweet the meal. This is taking hold or taking root here in internet circles, but in YouTube circles, but by and large, people are not making fruit their meals, and I think this is a fantastic way to lose weight. Make fruit a meal. Eat all that you want. Number 4, and this kind of goes along with everything else, but number 4 is don't eat if you're not hungry. This sounds really simple, but we eat for so many reasons other than hunger. And if you're eating for any reason other than hunger, food won't satisfy it. If you're nervous, eating is not going to take away your nerves, right? If you're anxious, it's not going to take away your anxiety. If you're bored, it's not going to take away your boredom. So, just eat when you're hungry. Eat when you're hungry. And if you're getting the proper nutrients by eating lots of fruit and eating lots of whole foods, whole natural foods in their natural state, uncooked, start saying cooked as another form of processing, then you're going to be satisfied with the food that you eat. So your hunger is going to dissipate. I found since I started introducing massive quantities of fruit into my diet, my so-called sweet tooth has gone away. I still have it, but I just eat oranges instead of creamsicles or whatever, right? Instead of candy or garbage that I know is making me sick and fat, right? And then number 5, and I put this last on the list for a reason. It's probably the least important of the ways to lose weight, but it's still there. Exercise, right? Get some exercise. And this is, you're going to experience a little bit of weight loss, but I mean, frankly, I've heard 80-20, I don't even know. Maybe it's like 90%, 10% diet to exercise ratio as far as like which is more important to weight loss. I found that when I was exercising like a fiend and eating garbage all the time, I was still really fat. So it wasn't until I changed my diet that I started to lose weight. So get exercise. It's healthier for your body. It's healthy for your brain. It makes you feel good. I mean, it increases your circulation, which is going to be good for every single organ in your body. I could go on for a year as to why you should exercise, even though the main reason you should exercise is not to lose weight. That's a common misconception that's going to be sold to you by gyms and everybody else in this world that's trying to make a buck off of the fitness industry. And I work in the fitness industry, right? I'm a Pilates teacher, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, come do Pilates and you're going to lose weight. Maybe, but not likely. Not if you don't, do steps 1 through 4, which I've just gone over. And I'll just be clear, I'll reiterate. Number 1, eat whole natural foods, okay? Number 2, don't cook your food. Eat raw as often as you can. Number 3, eat all the fruit you possibly can. Make that a huge part of your diet. And number 4, if you're hungry, don't eat. Don't eat. And if you have a craving for sugar, eat fruit. Do that, right? Don't reach for a donut. Don't cave and act like you're weak. You're not weak. That's your body telling you you need fuel, right? Listen to it. But don't give it shit fuel. Give it good fuel. Give it the real fuel that it wants to. Give it fruit. That about wraps it up. Post any questions or comments below. I can only cover so much here in a short amount of time, so post your comments and questions, and I'll try to get back, and I'll make even more videos about the questions that you have, or I'll try to respond to them, in the text. So, thanks again for watching. This is Tuffy, the fruit nut, and I'll be making a new video soon. Why don't you guys try these out, and I guarantee you're gonna look good and you're gonna feel good. This is gonna make a huge difference and save you a lot of time. Like I said, it took me 8 years to figure this out. You watch this one little video and you're halfway there. All right, thanks.